Now, arguably, in Clash of Clans, the Queen Charge Lalo is the best strategy in the entire game, and here at Town Hall 13, it is no exception. It's flexible against bases, and with the use of different siege machines, it can be incredibly strong. So I wanted to condense all the information from the army composition all the way into the mistakes that you need to avoid. So first things first, the army composition. It's incredibly important that you know that there is a wide variety of different ways to do this. Whether you want to bring the Ice Hound, or 2 Lava Hounds, or even just 1 Lava Hound, there is a lot of different situations that you have with this. But not only that, you also have different siege machines, since it's going to be different for every single attack. Now, as far as base rating is concerned, this strategy pretty much works so well against anti-3s, rings, really you name it. It works against any type of base. Otherwise, you're specifically looking for the enemy Archer Queen, the enemy Clan Castle, and the enemy Royal Champion. Those are the 3 big things that you will want to remove. Outside of that, any key buildings, such as the Infernos, Eagle Artillery, Scattershots, and the Town Hall, are all stuff that you should consider. Any other air targeting structures like Wizard Towers, air defenses, expos, those are the type of buildings that you'll want to clear as well with the Queen Charge. But what you're doing is you are basically going in and charging towards either the enemy Queen or the Royal Champion. Or, if they're close together, both of them. Otherwise, all you really want to do is just then use your Royal Champion, clear out some more structures, which will then allow you to start merging that towards your Lavaloon portion, which is going to clear the rest of it. Whether you're going into the Town Hall or not depends on if you're able to remove that with the Queen Charge, or if you're able to remove it with something else like Sneaky Goblins. Now, the Queen Charge Lalo has the added benefit of being super flexible with siege machines. The main siege is the Stone Slammer, and that should be no surprise. The Stone Slammer is just really good with air armies, especially those that go for defenses. And this is basically a Lava Hound Balloon hybrid, so you're able to get a lot of tanking out of it, but also a lot of damage out of it. So it's a really good siege machine in general. Now, you also have some other ones, such as the Flame. This is a fantastic siege machine if you want to create a little bit more of a funnel to not only speed up your Queen Charge, but also to make it slightly better at getting you some decent value. Now, of course, you've also got the Battle Blimp, a very universal siege machine. You can use it with the Lavaloon, or you can use it to funnel your Queen, or you can even use it to funnel your Lavaloon. So there is a lot of possibilities with the Battle Blimp. The Battle Drill can be a very good siege machine. Though I don't typically recommend it with these type of strategies, it can be really nice as it basically does the Stone Slammer job, but on ground. What is nice is that it provides a stun, which is something that not anything has at Town Hall 13. Otherwise, the Log Launcher is the final one, and it has the most interesting use case of being able to set up a hero dive within a Queen Charge Lalo, which we will be talking more as an alternative playstyle. Now, enough of me rambling on about siege machines, let's get into the steps. Now, generally, you're going to start with funneling. So this is going to be with Sneaky Goblins, Baby Dragons, or even the Barbarian King. So you have a lot of options. Otherwise, you can also use them to create the other side of the funnel to get your Queen to go in with Super Wall Breakers, Regular Wall Breakers, or the elusive Log Launcher. Otherwise, you're just going to make sure that you use Coca Balloons to look for any Seeking Air Mines, and making sure to go ahead and get your Queen raged up, and allowing her to deal with the enemy Queen, the enemy Royal Champion if they're pretty close, but otherwise you want to use your free spells to help mitigate damage, which really helps your Queen Charge. Make sure though that the healers are taking full advantage of the rage by placing it slightly ahead. So they're not only within the rage for longer, but the Queen will also get that nice boost at least for a little bit. This allows you to get a lot of really decent value. You don't need your Queen Charge to be a super long charge, so you have to be very careful about time. but make sure that you're raging up your queen so you can continue the charge and move your way through and create more pathing and value for your Lavaloon. Now next you have your Royal Champion and Barbarian King. You're basically going to be using these to establish more. So the Royal Champion's really good at diving in and removing more structures off of the base. This can be things like multi-infernos, etc. But this allows you to establish not only a funnel, but also to then move that Royal Champion in with your Lavaloon, which can deal a great amount of success. And with as far as the Barbarian King goes, you're just basically using him as filler, and he'll be able to get some nice and decent percentage off of the base, while also clearing any defenses on the outside, so your Royal Champion can go to the defenses that actually matter. Now last but not least is the Lavaloon. You actually want to start this off by using the Stone Slammer if you are bringing the use of the Stone Slammer. Otherwise, you're going to use a Lava Hound with a couple groups of balloons right behind with the Grand Warden. This is going to allow you to start moving your way across, and you can really wait on your other Lava Hound and balloons so you can merge them together. Otherwise, try to use your haste spells to get to key defenses like Infernos, Scatters, Eagle, etc., or even air defenses. Anything that's going to hit your Lavaloon hard is exactly what you need to make sure that you're doing. Otherwise, try to use a Grand Warden ability as you get closer towards the core or towards the back end. But otherwise, you should have more than enough balloons to get through, and you won't really need to worry all too much. The only thing that you'll need to worry about is time. So make sure that what you're doing is you are mainly trying to use the minions to help clean up and allow yourself to get a much more consistent 3-star with this. Now, of course, that's not the only playstyle you have. If you're using a Queen Charge to go in for some sort of value, then you can also use a Hero Dive, which basically consists of using the Grand Warden, the Barbarian King, and the Log Launcher. Your goal is to basically clear multiple buildings with the Log Launcher, the Grand Warden ability, and even the use of the Barbarian King, and if you want, Super Wizards. This can be surprisingly well and create some sort of kill squad with your Queen Charge moving in. And this can get a huge amount of value while you're doing your Queen Charge. It basically allows you to establish a lot more value off of the base, and it gives you a lot more flexibility where you can use different things, such as maybe even the Royal Champion, to get insane amounts of value to help your queen move through, and your Lavaloon to get a lot more off of the base. Now, of course, there are going to be mistakes that you might be making with this army. This is going to include funneling, as if your queen walks in the wrong direction, it should be obvious that you're going to have a tough time and you're going to have to find a way to fix. And what's nice is, since this works well against almost every base design and works well with most siege machines, it's doable. Now, of course, you've also got the king stealing your healers, and this is really only if the king starts taking more damage, or if the king is the first one to take damage in comparison to the queen, which will usually be closer than the barbarian king. So just be very mindful of those things. Otherwise, you just really want to make sure that what you're doing with the Lavaloon is you're using the Grand Warden ability around the core of the base if there are still a lot of key defenses. If not, don't worry about it. But it's especially true if you're going up against a ring-style base. Now, we've talked a lot about this strategy, and it is definitely a very big strategy, hence why this video is as long as it is. So, let's go through a gameplay showcase showing you guys the use of the Hero Dive with the Queen Charge and how flexible this army, this one Queen Charge Lalo, can be. Honestly, Queen Charge Lavaloon is one of the strongest strategies in the entire game, which is why we always see it so dominant and so used at Town Hall 15. Now, of course, if you want to vote on what should be the next attack strategy after this one, of course, make sure you guys check my community tab for the poll, where I do these in order to see what you guys would want to see as the next explained series.